Hi folks, this one is vid 3, the second bear story. There will be others, but I'm creating these short stories from a list of thoughts as they come to mind. So let's start. The second bear story. Our last visit to the Allegheny National Forest out around Kane, Pennsylvania is the same place where the cub came and sat by my leg in the campground. I wasn't sure if I was going to relate all of it, but what the heck, here goes. This trip took place during the gas shortage. Most of you will remember the odd and even days to buy gas. Some went by license plates and some by inspection stickers. And all of the stations around closed at 6 p.m. Anyway, we had been out there many times to camp and fish. Loved it. This trip turned out to be our last. Lou and I took the boys this time, just a guy trip. Our kids were about 6 to 10 years at that time. I was driving a 1974 Ford with the 4-speed floor shift. Not the best on mileage. Lou was driving his new 78 Ford F-150 Super Cab. We had caps on the back. It's a 5 to 5.5 hour ride out Route 6 to 59, and then you turn onto Longhouse Road. The campgrounds are on both sides of Longhouse Road. It's about 3 miles long, I think. Getting a campsite was first come, first serve. We never had a problem until this time. We figured with the gas shortage there would be plenty of places. Apparently a bunch of other folks thought the same way. We arrived long after 6 p.m. All the campgrounds were full. The overflow area was full. There was no place to legally camp. Now what? Well, we didn't have a choice, as we were both about out of gas. And being after 6 p.m., we figured Bob's Bait Shop at the far end of Longhouse Road would be closed. It is a 20-mile ride into Kane from there. We wouldn't have made it. So we pulled into the boat ramp parking lot, which had space for about 100 vehicles. We parked in a far corner and climbed in the back of the trucks and went to sleep, figuring we'd get gas at Bob's in the morning. At about 2 a.m., somebody was banging on the side of my truck. I opened my eyes and saw flashing lights. Crap! It was the forest rangers out patrolling. I opened up the back of the cap. One ranger told me, "You can't camp here." So I had a polite discussion with them, explaining the gas situation and the fact that we had 3 little boys with us. I also told them we were deputy officers and we wouldn't have parked there if there wasn't any other choice. I even handed them the keys and told them to turn on the switch and watch my gas gauge. It wasn't going to move. I was on fumes. So they agreed and told us that Bob's opened at 6 a.m. I told him that we'd be his first customer. He said, "Okay, you need to be gone by 6:30. Not a problem. Since there was no place to camp, we elected to just gas up and head home. We did that. Now for the bear part. Traveling out Route 59 to get to Route 6, the road goes through a good-sized rock cut. We both had radios in our trucks. As we were starting through the rock cut, Lou comes on the radio saying, "Look in your mirror." We weren't traveling fast, and when I looked up in the rear view, all of a sudden, the front of Lou's F-150 turned black from the windshield on down. We pulled off the road and stopped. A huge black bear, that I would estimate at about 600 pounds, ran across the road between us. The rock cut had a large step back about halfway up. I would say from the road to the step was about 25 feet up. The big old bear went up the vertical face like nothing, and he hopped over the edge onto the step. The step was approximately 8 to 10 feet back, and then the upper vertical to the top of the ridge was about another 25 feet or so. We had exited the trucks on the far side of the road and walked across to the side where the bear went up. Lou's son Tommy had his camera. We looked up at the ledge and holy cow, the bear stuck his head out and looked down at us. Tommy had both hands on his camera and raised it up to look through the viewfinder to take the bear's picture. As soon as Tommy got the camera up to his face, the bear pulled his head back. Crap. Tommy lowered the camera to about his waist. The bear stuck his head back out. Tommy raised the camera up to his face, and doggone it, the bear pulled his head back. Crap. Tommy dropped the camera to his waist once again. Once again, the bear stuck his head out. Sure enough, Tommy put the camera back up to his face. Sure enough, the darn bear pulled his head back. I can't remember whether it happened 3 or 4 times, but after the last one, the bear had turned and scampered up that second vertical face and hopped over the top and was gone. It was funny to watch. Up, down, up, down, up, down. No picture. All Tommy got was some aerobic exercise. We had a good laugh as the bear sure had fun with us. We climbed back in the trucks and headed home, making sure we had plenty of gas along the way to make it there. This concludes the end of the second bear story. And once again, all the best.